Hi, my name is Jacqueline Stevens Floyd, and I've been an educator for over 15 years. I taught every grade from second through eighth grade, and I was an instructional coach for over 8 years. I taught in PG County, Maryland. I taught in Washington, D.C., and Atlanta, Georgia. I also had an opportunity to work with Temple University, where I was a program developer and implementation specialist, where I was able to oversee school reform in the state of New Jersey. I was responsible for 5 schools. I first met Dr. King when he was a principal at James Madison Middle School in PG County. I met him as a parent when my daughter attended that school. One thing I can say about Dr. King is that he had an open door policy, and he was always willing to address any concerns that parents had. I know that the behavior was well, the kids behaved well in the school, and they succeeded on standardized tests. I was pleasantly surprised when I had my first opportunity to work with him when he showed up at a meeting in Washington, D.C., and I realized that during my time at Shore Middle School, where I was the coach, he was my instructional superintendent. So I was very happy to have an opportunity to transition our relationship from parent to principal to instructional coach to instructional superintendent. And I could talk about the data, test score data. I could talk about suspension rates that went down. I could talk about a lot of different data points, but he can talk to you about that, and he has the data to prove it. What I want to talk about, though, is more of his leadership style and his leadership skills that I was able to experience during my time at Shaw Middle School. It was a challenging year, this particular year, when he became my instructional superintendent, because we had a new principal and a new assistant principal. So just the learning curve for those two in a new environment, new school, and then children having to adjust to a new administrative team was pretty difficult. So kids started acting out, and we had a lot of concerns from the parents and the teachers. We had teachers that quit mid-year. We had parents that were feeling that their children were unsafe, and it was just a chaotic situation. And what I saw Dr. King do is he brought calm to a chaotic situation. Some of the things that he did to help us with the transition was he held strategy meetings with the leadership team so that we could put together a plan of action, holding everyone accountable with timelines, and he then followed up to make sure these plans were the action items were being met and the plans were being played out according to what we decided as a team would be best for the school moving forward. We also had meetings with the union. I actually was the union rep at that time, and Dr. King met several times with the principal, myself, and the union representative to, again, address some of the concerns that the teachers had. He was a very hands-on instructional superintendent, and he also had staff meetings, which is something I've never seen done before, where an instructional superintendent would come in and meet with the staff, just the staff. And he did that because he wanted to make sure the teachers understood that he was hearing their concerns, and he cared enough that he wanted to make sure that all their needs were addressed. His leadership skills were exemplary, and one of the things that I really appreciated about him during this time was that he was only a phone call or email away. We had a lot of situations that made it a little difficult on certain days, and I could always text him or send him an email, and he always responded immediately with solutions. One of the things that he did, which I thought was brilliant, was he had other assistant principals spend time in our building to just kind of help calm the school and help with the behavior of some of the students who were acting out. He helped to make what could have been a very difficult year, a year that turned out to be actually great. Kids' behavior calmed down. We had great test score results, and we ended the year with a bang. Everyone was happy, and we really appreciate all the work that Dr. King did with us that year. He's the best.